So you have
playing against a Chicago kid.
Yeah.
Grew up loving Urlacher, wore Urlacher jersey to his first game. J.J. McCarthy.
This is his first game.
I want to crush him.
Do you?
Dennis Allen.
Really?
Yeah.
Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdown passes. The Packers trounce the Lions, and Daniel Jones puts up bigger numbers than Joe Burrow. But we begin today with last night's spectacular game between the Baltimore Ravens and Buffalo Bills. They scored 81 points between them. The Ravens were ahead by 15 points, 40-25, with just 4 minutes to go. But Buffalo got a touchdown to 40-32. Then Derrick Henry, of all people, fumbled. Buffalo scored another touchdown to 40-38, missed the 2-point conversion. Finally, Baltimore punted with a minute and a half to go, and Buffalo kicked a 32-yard field goal to win it. Wilbon, what did this result tell you about each team?
They're both really good. They could be playing in the AFC Championship game. I don't assign much meaning to the result because Baltimore played great for more than 3/4 of the game. I will assign some meaning to the pattern. And there's been a pattern of blowing games late. Double-digit leads in the fourth quarter, so you can't ignore that. But if I isolate this, I'm going to isolate it just because we're in week 1. Tony, I think the Baltimore Ravens, man-to-man, a staff, and the culture of the Ravens, I think they're too tough-minded to wilt because of the result of the game. It's week 1. I hear people stupidly saying, "Oh well, you know, if they meet in the playoffs, it's gonna be in Buffalo." We don't know that. They'd have to end up tied before we know that. There's a whole lot of season to be played, a whole lot of injuries we don't know, a whole lot of overperformance, a whole lot of underperformance. It was one hell of a game, but I don't want to get crazy.
So I'm not going to disagree with any specific point that you're making, but I will say that the Baltimore Ravens choked. There is no other word for it.
I'll go with
They
that.
did not gain any yards late. Their last 3 possessions were punt, fumble, punt.
Yeah.
Whereas Buffalo had touchdown, field goal. So they gagged. And when you're talking about double-digit leads, and they've done this before.
They have.
When you're talking about double-digits lead, first of all, I thought that Harbaugh should not have punted the last one. Go for it, but he didn't go for it. He goes for it less than any other coach.
But he also knows just from this game. And Tony, I'm with you in that he's got to be, the culture of his team is defense first.
Yeah.
But in that game, they had not stopped Buffalo.
No.
And you got still 2 of the 3 most important weapons on the field.
So I think
Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
The double-digits lead, I was told something this morning that John Harbaugh's teams in the last 10 years have lost 8 games where they had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, 17 where they had a double-digit lead in the second half. I think it's almost meaningless like you do. I think they could very well meet in the AFC Championship. Yeah. But there is a disturbing pattern being set here.
It's the pattern.
Because they've done this before. They've lost in Buffalo before. Look, Derrick Henry, let me get the number, 169 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Beast.
Lamar Jackson, 279 yards combined, rushing and passing, and 3 touchdowns, and they lost.
Yeah.
And they did not stop Josh Allen. So this,
you have to be blaming their defense more?
Well, you have
That's not the Ravens' defense we've become accustomed to.
You have to be concerned if a pattern has developed here with that team. Yeah. Good team. Great game. Great game.
You could stand and see a replay of that one.
Yeah, sure.
In January, could you? Whatever round.
Sure.
We had other results of note earlier in the day. Aaron Rodgers.
You hate him.
I do.
I know.
Threw 4 touchdown passes. He was great. As the Steelers topped the Jets in East Rutherford, and in the NFC Central, the Packers thumped the Lions with newly acquired Micah Parsons, creating 3 pressures, and he actually had a sack. Tony, which was more interesting to you, the Steelers beating the Jets, your team, or the Packers just beating down the Lions?
The more consequential game was the Packers beating the Lions. It's a division game. It counts for more than just one game. The Lions were smothered. The Lions got nothing. And you immediately ask yourself, wait, they lost 2 coordinators. Wait,
brain drain.
How much of an effect will that have on the season? From a personal level, the more fun game for me was watching the Steelers beat the Jets because it was a great back and forth game. And people who hate Aaron Rodgers, like you, you have to eat it today. Because at 41 years old, he threw 4 touchdowns. He had no interceptions. He was able to say after the game, I'm quoting here, I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets so he could gloat, and he could gloat in character. I mean, to me, that's a fabulous opening day game because you have Aaron Rodgers playing against his old team for which he did nothing for 2 years.
See, that's my issue.
You know, and then you have Justin Fields playing against his old team who may have benched him too soon. They may have benched him too soon.
Yeah.
You know, but in terms of the cosmic quality of this, the other game is much more consequential.
We go to Rodgers briefly for a second, who was great.
Yeah,
great. Aaron Rodgers takes no accountability for stinking the place out in New York. They no accountability, none. They thought I couldn't play. Guess what, pal? You couldn't. You didn't. Okay, but he didn't play for them.
No, he didn't.
And he insulted them on the way out the door, even though he didn't do jack, you know what, for them.
Right.
And no accountability, none.
Well, 1 year he was out for everything but 4 plays.
Okay.
He was out.
Now, the more important game.
Yeah, Detroit.
Come on, man. Yeah, Packers look like to me.
You think they're a Super Bowl team?
I think they're the best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
Look, the Eagles are right there. The Eagles are defending champs. The Eagles haven't done anything to sort of take themselves off the marquee. I thought, as you know, because we talked about this a little bit on Friday and Saturday, I thought the Packers had edged ahead of them to be the number 1 team in the NFC anyway. And then they get Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Who didn't even play that much yesterday, who's going to get better.
He's impactful.
He's going to be more impactful for them than he was for the Cowboys because there's no circus in Green Bay. Right. He didn't have to deal with all that nonsense. He's going to be great for them.
You're right about this. And the Jets are not a consequential team.
No, they're not.
And by the way, if the Steelers, who claim it's the best defense they've ever had, if this is that defense...
And they gave up 30-something to the Jets.
They are not a consequential team.
No.
So you're completely right about the team in your division, that being more important.
But what about teams? Because Detroit, this brain drain could be serious.
I don't know.
And they got the Commanders next week.
Yeah. Is that in Washington?
And then I think they got the Bears. They got real tough games early on.
Let's stay with the NFL. Let's move to quarterbacks for $800, please. Daniel Jones, in his first start for Indianapolis, led the Colts to 7 scores on their 7 possessions. The Colts won 33-8 over staggering Miami, and Jones had 3 touchdowns, 1 passing, 2 rushing. Over in Ohio, the Bengals barely escaped the Browns 17-16. Joe Burrow threw 23 times, gaining only 113 yards, yet that Joe Burrow. Wilbon, which was the most surprising performance, Jones or Burrow?
All night long last night as I watched all this stuff, and I watched chunks of all these games, and all this morning and this afternoon, I was going to say Daniel Jones. Because Daniel Jones...
I think there's a butt coming.
He's been just tossed out of a couple of places. Get out. We don't need you. You're not what we thought you were. Get out. But now I'm thinking, wait a minute. Joe Burrow, who somebody had a great description of him. Was it Booger? Somebody had a great description. Oh, Steve Young said he thinks he stands in front of the mirror doing curls with no shirt on. That was so great. Joe Burrow is a confident young man.
Yes, he is.
And thinks quite a bit of himself.
Yes, he does.
And he was getting his butt whooped by Myles Garrett and the Browns yesterday. And if his kicker...
Who always played them tough.
If his kicker can make a pedestrian 32-yard field goal,